People like you drag this place down. That's what the white owner of a local restaurant told me, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. His words weren't just racist, they were a warning. Soon, black sedans and hired muscle appeared, circling my home like vultures. What he didn't know was that I wasn't just another target. I was a man with roots that ran deeper, ties that could shake his entire empire. The first knock came before sunrise. The knock wasn't just loud. It was arrogant, like someone slamming power into my front door just to prove I didn't belong there. I opened it to find Vincent, the restaurant owner from downtown. His white linen suit gleamed in the morning light, but his smirk was darker than any shadow. He looked me up and down, his voice dripping venom. This neighborhood deserves class. People like you drag it down. I didn't flinch. My hand rested on the doorframe, steady, silent. He leaned closer. Pack your things. Or maybe my boys will convince you. Then he turned, flicked his wrist like dismissing trash, and walked off. That small action carried more threat than 100 words. Neighbors peered from their blinds but didn't step out. The silence wasn't safety. It was complicity. The next day, I noticed scuffed shoe prints across my yard, polished leather cutting through the grass like they owned the land. A cigar but smoldered on my porch rail. Not vandalism. A message. That evening, black cars rolled slow past my driveway, windows tinted, engines idling just long enough for me to feel the weight of their stare. At the corner, Vincent leaned against his Cadillac, lighting another cigar, watching. My fists clenched, but I didn't move. Later, at the neighborhood meeting, he sat at the front, his gold watch catching the light, his voice smooth. We can't let outsiders lower our standards. Harmony matters. Order matters. His eyes cut to me. Gasps rippled, whispers spread. I stood, my voice steady. This isn't about order. This is about race. And intimidation. The room froze. He didn't answer. No one moved. Finally, Vincent chuckled, low and sharp. Careful, son. You might not like what comes next. By the weekend, his men showed up in force. 6 of them, black suits, white shirts, ties loose but fists ready. They stepped from their cars like they were stepping onto a stage. One tall man with a scar along his jaw grinned. Boss says you don't belong here. Time's up. I felt my pulse, but not fear, calculation. My voice cut through their laughter. You take one more step on my land, and you'll answer to laws you don't even understand. Scarface spat on the gravel. Laws don't protect you here. That line landed like a whip across the crowd that had gathered at the end of the street. Every eye on me. Every hope waiting. I breathed once, slow, then made my call. Not to the sheriff. Not to lawyers. I called family. Mafia family. Men who owed me loyalty written in blood, not contracts. Within the hour, black sedans glided down the road, doors opening in perfect unison. My crew stepped out, sharp suits, cold eyes, steady hands. The balance shifted. And Vincent knew it. The standoff cracked the air like thunder. Vincent shouted from his porch, cigar ash spilling. You can't bring your thugs here. This is my neighborhood. I didn't blink. No, Vincent. This is mine now. His men hesitated, eyes darting between me and the crew behind me. I took one step forward, my shoes grinding gravel. They flinched. Scarface tried to lunge, but my cousin Mateo intercepted, twisting his wrist, slamming him against the hood with clinical precision. Another swung wild, only to be dropped with one clean strike. It wasn't chaos. It was control. My family didn't shout. They didn't taunt. They moved like shadows, swift, merciless, final. Within minutes, Vincent's entire squad was on the ground, groaning, clutching broken pride. The silence that followed was heavier than the fight itself. Neighbors edged closer, eyes wide. One old woman whispered, "He wasn't lying." When the police finally rolled in, red and blue lights painting the street, Vincent's men were already subdued. The officers cuffed them one by one, and whispers became shouts. Witnesses stepped forward. A waitress Vincent had underpaid. A neighbor he'd threatened. Voices piled, truth cutting through years of silence. Vincent tried to roar back, "You'll regret crossing me." But no one listened. Not even the cops. He was shoved into the back of a cruiser, charges of racial harassment, conspiracy, and criminal intimidation stacking like bricks on his empire. As dusk settled, I stood on my porch. My crew sat quiet, watching smoke drift from Vincent's empty cigar on the pavement. For the first time, the street felt safe. Not because the threat was gone. Because people finally saw it and stood up. Racists only win when good people stay quiet. Tonight, no one stayed quiet. Thank you for watching, leave a comment where you're tuning in from, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.